Another day, another banger, another scammer. Today, we'll be talking about Mark Kretzschmar, a Johannesburg investment broker that ran away with 30 million rands from clients, friends, and single parents. This man gladly took money in, but when people came for as little as 5 million rand, he totally ghosted them. Let's get straight into the article.
FBI, open up!
Broker vanishes with over 30 million rand of single parents, friends, and relatives' money. This is Mark Kretzschmar, and he has basically gone to the ground because people are looking for their money, obviously. Johannesburg investment broker Mark Kretzschmar is under investigation for allegedly defrauding multiple clients, including widows, single parents, and relatives. Now you guys might ask me, investment broker, which broker does investments? Guys, a broker is basically a middleman. Same like with your broker is the middleman between you and the liquidity provider. In this case, Mark Kretzschmar is an investment broker. He was brokering the best investment deals to his clients, or so they thought. His clients told News24 that Kretzschmar gained their trust by portraying himself as a highly successful man and entertaining them at lavish seafood braais with expensive whiskey. I find that so disingenuous yet very smart. Never ever fall for the free lunch. There's a cost to it. His clients spoke of shocking losses, including one woman who lost more than 20 million rand, a father who lost his daughter's entire education savings, and a relative who lost all the money meant for her disabled sister's care. Guys, can I say, fairy tales where people took their lost monies and they invested it and they went through troubles and then somehow their luck changed to the point where they are now able to get rich and they are able to live a lavish life. Stuff like that only happens in Hollywood movies. It doesn't even happen in South African movies. So please man, be smarter with your money. A Johannesburg investment broker is under investigation by the police and the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, the FSCA, for allegedly disappearing with more than 30 million rand, which his clients, close friends, and family members entrusted him with. Widows, single parents, and business people told News24 that Mark Kretzschmar disappeared along with their inheritances and life savings, leaving them with nothing. Along with their inheritances and life savings. It sounds like Mark Kretzschmar hit a lot of white people. They accused Kretzschmar, who has since gone to ground, of being a smooth talker who gained their trust by projecting an image of wealth and success, feting them at braais with expensive seafood and whiskey. Guys, the only reason I was laughing right now, right, is because inheritances and life savings are only passed on in white culture. Shame. Unfortunately, majority of the coloreds and majority of the black people aren't there yet. But what shocked me most is the fact that many people do not know about the saying, despise the free lunch. You might not be paying in that moment, and what you might be paying with might even be more costly than the dollars you might spend with this person itself, which is trust. And that is how he gained his trust, through people's stomachs. You must know very often, the moment a kind cook for you, you are thinking, yeah, this girl knows the way to my heart. And this man knew exactly what he needed to do. He knew exactly the way to his investors, clients, his family members, close friends. He knew the way to their heart exactly. And he played that song with precision. The FSCA confirmed receiving 3 complaints against him and his company, PCS Holding. Do you guys understand what you just read there or what you just heard there? The FSCA just received 3 complaints. Just 3. Just 3. Do not hold on to these liars and despots when you get scammed, because they're just buying time through realiving your hope for what might come, but in fact it never does. And the fact that you don't go and report it, as you can see, 30 million rand case, and it only took 3 complaints to get us to this point. The preliminary assessments team is currently investigating these matters to determine whether there is a reasonable suspicion of financial sector law contraventions, it said. The FSCA is not able to disclose any information about the status of the matter at this stage. The FSCA added that Kretzschmar was no longer licensed to provide financial services. From November 2014, he represented financial services provider Freedom Capital, which removed him as its representative on 27th January. It seemed like Freedom Capital knew that this man is busy with nonsense. Otherwise, if he's such a good representative and if he's been with the company since 2014, why only remove him the 27th of January? Maybe they caught on to his misconduct. Kretzschmar's PCS Holdings shared office space with Freedom Capital in the same suite in Rydall, Johannesburg. Oh my goodness. And we have seen how very often scammers use the addresses of legit businesses and then they infuse it with theirs, and wherever they go to, people will think, this is a legit business. Company records show PCS Holdings was deregistered for not submitting annual financial statements for the past 3 years, another Jason Noah. An attorney for Freedom Capital said all Kretzschmar's alleged fraud and misrepresentations were carried out in his private capacity or under the names of Portcullis Securities or PCS Holdings. The attorney added, Freedom Capital has never had any affiliation with Portcullis Securities or PCS Holdings, which Kretzschmar represented when conducting his alleged criminal activity. What a way to stand out of the water, no? He said Freedom Capital was unaware that Kretzschmar was using its financial service provider number in the way it did. Once the company became aware of the FSCA's investigation, it applied to have Kretzschmar debarred. When News24 tried to contact Kretzschmar, it found that the cell phone number he used to talk to clients was no longer operational. Neither were the 2 email addresses linked to his company, and no one answered the company's phone. Duh! Of course the man is gonna try and cover up his trail by tying up loose ends. Come now. News24 contacted his father, Billy, who said his son was unable to say anything about the case. Hectic. This is of no comfort to Kretzschmar's clients, 6 of whom spoke to News24. Most asked not to be named because their families do not know the extent of their losses. Hectic. One woman said she lost more than 20 million rand, which was left to her by her late husband. Can someone please check up on that lady? Because previously I have dealt with a case where a woman was scammed in this very same fashion. Her husband passed away. He left them a nest egg. She trusted her pastor, David Wumpi Kibedo, who was an investment specialist. And when push came to shove, she actually turned the gun on herself and her family members. She didn't survive, another family member didn't survive, but 2 of those that she tried hurting, they did very well survive. So can someone please go and check up on that lady? My kids didn't know anything about it. I didn't tell anybody. The elderly woman said she would make occasional deposits and withdrawals without significant problems until Kretzschmar allegedly began making excuses about having poor cell phone reception and undergoing a neck operation. I would ask for a couple of million back and it would come in dribs and drabs. She added, my suspicion grew last year when I requested about 5 million rand from him. He went off the grid. I couldn't get hold of him. The realization that her late husband's hard-earned wealth had disappeared was crushing. My world fell apart because I needed that money. I went into a depression, she said. Prudence Miller, an attorney and partner at Andrew Miller and Associates, told News24 she acted on the woman's behalf. Another client is a widowed Limpopo father who believed Kretzschmar, who he had known for 8 years, could be entrusted with his daughter's education savings. Oh, I'm sorry, uncle. The man, who also asked not to be named, said Kretzschmar would often host braais where he was generous and extravagant, offering expensive whiskies and seafood such as prawns and crayfish tails. These gatherings left an impression of affluence and success. That was his goal the whole time. In 2020, the man invested 388,000 rand with Kretzschmar, some of which he withdrew to buy a solar power system for his home. Late last year, he invested a further 250,000 rand. I clearly stated to Mark that this investment involved all the funds I had saved and that I could not afford to take any risk with it. Then why did you? Mark assured me that the investment was entirely safe and fully insured, he said. The man added he began to worry in February when Kretzschmar disappeared and a missing persons case was opened at Johannesburg's Norwood police station. The Pink Ladies organization later said Kretzschmar was found safe but asked kindly respect the family's right to privacy. What the... You don't make me swear. The Limpopo father's daughter, now on a gap year overseas, is unaware of what is going on. My daughter is everything to me and ensuring she gets to study is very important. What Mark Kretzschmar has done to me and my daughter is despicable. He knew my whole story, the tough journey I had, he said. Sadly, they don't feel anything. I will have to make a plan about my daughter's studies. Right now, I'm just devastated. A Kretzschmar family friend said she invested 2 million rand with him in 2020 because he appeared to be a very successful and caring man. She told him about the lump sum she had invested in the bank at reasonable interest, and Mark convinced me that I was being foolish because he could get me a higher return and ensure that I would pay less tax on the interest. Oh my goodness. He caught some of these people really slick, nah? Imagine you had that amount of money with the bank where it's safely gathering interest, and this man, who isn't even FCA regulated, is busy telling you we can get you a better deal. Oh my goodness. But when she wanted to cash in her investment last year, she was met with delays and evasive responses. She then opened a fraud case at the Bramley police station in Johannesburg. He knew I was a single mother with 2 children and how desperately I needed that money as a safety net, she said. Another investor was Peter Wales, who said he lost more than 1.2 million rand to Kretzschmar, whom he met at a guinea fowl shoot. Rich people things. He added Kretzschmar approached him with an investment opportunity in November last year with an 8% return by the end of January. He also asked him to buy 700,000 rand worth of shares for him. No money was forthcoming by January, and Kretzschmar promised it would be paid. No money came into my account, and obviously he had gone missing, he said. Another client, Jonathan Fourie, who met Kretzschmar through mutual friends in 2018, said he still owed him more than 4.5 million rand. Yarr! He added that during a hunting trip in 2019, Kretzschmar persuaded him to invest his money with him, and over time, he invested 9.5 million rand. Here are South Africans, you guys got money. Now also, I'm vindicated because Fourie, the previous surname, all of these sound like white people. The only Peter Wales, the only person that I think was a black person was that father from Limpopo. Damn, 9.5 million. Yo, the people got money out here, me bro. He paid like 5 million rand back and the rest is gone. I think I've been asking for a year now to give me my money back. I've got a lawyer and an advocate who are busy trying to see what they can do. One of Kretzschmar's relatives, who asked not to be named, said her family was in turmoil after she invested 2.6 million rand of her late father's money with him, which was meant to provide for a disabled sister. She added she received about 600,000 of it back, and a whole 2 million is still missing. Yo, my first priority is to get that money back for the care of my sister. My second priority is I would like to see Mark in jail because I believe he hasn't just hurt me, he has hurt so many people, she added. KZN police spokesperson Ntatu Ndlovu said the woman opened a fraud case against Kretzschmar at the Port Edward police station. Gauteng police failed to comment on the Bramley case by the time of the publication. Their comment will be added once received. Yo guys, 30 million rand, a 1.2 year, a 2 point something there, a 4 year, a 20 year, a 9.5 year. Yo! And we think, okay, not to downplay, nah, but we think people like Ref Wayne is bad. We think people like Jason Noah is bad. We might think people like Nas 100 Sakes is, which they are, obviously, but if we had to put them on a scale, my bro, they would be like here and Kretzschmar would be like here, my bro, simply because for them to get to 30 million rand, they would have to sell a whole lot of robots, a whole lot of courses, a whole lot of signals. NAS 106 would have had started and deleted a whole lot of lifetime signals groups just to get to that 30 million rand. Meanwhile, this bruh got it from a few people, including his own family. Wait, let me show his face. Including his own family. Damn. Guys, when I tell y'all that scammers have no shame, it's been eaten by dogs, please listen to me. And secondly, most importantly, you guys need to be more careful with your money, man. You guys need to have a system whereby you take careful due diligence before you decide to move with someone and their investment portfolios. Haven't you guys ever thought of taking the stuff that he is using to convince you with and going to the companies to actually verify, listen, is this a real document or is this falsified? I mean, there is no way that anyone in this day and age is gonna get me to part with even a 500 rand for an investment scheme and I don't do my due diligence. The thing is this, guys, they know exactly what a show to put on. And the only reason why Kretzschmar was able to get so much money is because he played to people's stomachs, not only their emotion. Can you guys imagine what was going through these victims' heads while they were eating prawns and crayfish tails? Can you guys imagine how some of the men were already planning while they were holding that expensive whiskey? Can you guys imagine? It's just on him. Can you guys imagine? This guy knew exactly what role to play to get into people's pockets. The fact that he was removed as a representative from a company 27 January, that should already let you guys know that that company already got sniff of something. And the article basically corroborates that, because the moment PCS is his company, the moment the company whom he worked under, right, the moment they found out, the moment Freedom Capital found out he was under investigation by the FSCA, they cut him loose. So guys, please be careful where you put your money. Clearly, you can't even trust your relatives anymore, because money that might be for your disabled sister would now go to someone else for a lavish lifestyle, and then you have to start. Can you imagine struggling with that in your old days? You already have to fight for your own liberty, for your own wealth, for your own money, if I could say that, but now you're still responsible for a disabled person. This is just sad. This is just sad. People, I don't know what to tell you guys anymore to make you guys stay away from these schemes. But if someone is not FSCA regulated, just run. It doesn't matter what he shows you or what he tries to convince you with. If he's trying to convince you, that already should tell you something. To the people affected by this, I sincerely hope that there's light at the end of the tunnel for you, and I sincerely hope they find Mark Kretzschmar so that he can be held accountable for his doings. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. This is Mr. Scam Exposer, signing out.
We have gathered here in Cape Town, South Africa, to celebrate and honor global brands that have shown dedication, hard work, and innovation in the financial services industry in the African region. Let's get started with the awards. This one is for the broker that traders rely on the most. Congratulations to Ficks broker. This award goes to a broker that offers strong over-the-counter services, and the winner is...
Come on, man.